pushing them to the side.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how those are major labels that are doing this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't have the Sublimes anymore. Where that album that you heard, where is that? That was an independent album.
Okay.
That was an independent album that was remastered into a studio album. They didn't do any re-records at all. They just remastered it and put it out. You know, so it's things like that I don't even know how to even explain it anymore, man. Because music to me is just not music anymore. It's
not. They pretty much we hear music that's made to divide us or cause us to sin even more,
right?
Or not cause us to sin, but put that thought in our head like, oh, it's okay to go screw another man's wife or you know, vice versa.
Right.
So that's all the stuff we hear all the time. And then on top of that, the reason why we don't hear good music, people pay to get their music played a lot more than they did in the past. Cardi B, for instance, no one would play Cardi B music until somebody made a large investment to get her music on the radio. If you listen to it so many times, you kind of start liking it a little bit, even though you're like, why am I liking this song?
Grows on you.
Yeah, right. It grows on you. So it's just all smoke and mirrors.
You know what else grows on you? Fungus.
that is correct.
I mean, if you instantly love something, there's something there. If you have to, you know, it's like eating spinach. If you have to force yourself into it till eventually you like it, you never really liked it.
Or you like the smell of Brussels sprouts. You know that smell of Brussels sprouts is awful. I mean, I hate Brussels sprouts. I hate to look at them. I mean, I love cabbage, but I look at them, I'm like, these look like baby cabbages. I can't, you know.
I can make them where you'd love them.
That's my man right there.
I like Brussels sprouts too.
I mean, it's not that I don't like Brussels sprouts. It's just some of the times, you know how you get that when they're cooking, you get that weird smell.
Right.
I can't get over that smell. That's why I probably won't eat them. You know.
Oh yes.
Because I'm a smell guy, you know, and then I have a different palate from most people. I'm very picky, so. But
oh yeah, I used to be like that.
Getting off tangent, you know.
Oh no, you're all good. With the way it is now, is there any way we can change the future of music as far as getting the right talent out to the public to be heard?
Here's the hope. Look at history. Music is cycles. We're coming out of this cycle of studio produced, overly produced crap music, I believe.
Right.
And I believe we're cycling back into a time of singer-songwriter, which, you know, Bob Dylan and them, that's where all this started, really. Janis Joplin, you know, which all that was taken from back in the blues days. That's where the great music lives, you know.
Yes.
We all know this. And I see that turning around, you know. It's going to take a little while. We're not quite there yet, but it's happening slowly but surely. People are getting tired of being told what they like. I know I am.
Oh, yes.
I can't remember the last time I actually turned on an FM radio station to listen to music, because you spend most of your time staring out the window because you don't really want to hear what you're hearing, because it's just,
right.
You know, it's contrived.
Yes.
My wife, bless her, she thinks it's crazy. We'll be riding down the road, and I'm singing lyrics along with the song that's on the radio, but it's the other songs. And she's like, that's exactly right. I'm like, well, yeah, it's the same song, just different words.
Exactly.
You know, they don't even try anymore to even change the chord progressions, even the tones. You know, it's, we're going to take this music and we're going to put our own lyrics to it and put it out there and call it new music. So hopefully this turn will come pretty quick. The cycle will come pretty quick, and we'll get back to, you know, good music.
Yes.
It's what makes the world go round. And what we got right now, our world's not going round and round right now. It's just going back and forth.
Right.
You know? So,
you know,
that's a good analogy.
Here's one of the questions that I have for you. Pro Jam's got some new music coming out soon. Are you excited to hear the new music from Eddie Vedder, or are you excited to hear the old music?
Ooh, I'm the wrong one to ask about that. And I'm going to tell you why. They are terrible live.
Yeah, they are.
They cannot reproduce what they do in the studio live. I'm okay with that. You know, if you're a good band and you're having fun and you're happy, you don't have to be note for note.
Right.
But wow, at least try. So yeah, I'll be excited to hear something new. But it's going to have to be something they're excited to be playing. You're not just going through the motions to put out a new album.
This is true.
And it doesn't take but a minute of listening to figure out where that's coming from. I'm always excited to hear something new, but I won't sit and listen to it 100 times and make myself like it. Not when I can put on 10. You know.
Exactly. I mean, and the 10 album by Pearl Jam is a classic album. You can listen to that album from song 1 to song 13. I think it's 13 songs on that album.
I think so, yeah.
You can listen to all 13 songs. I mean, don't have to change the track. Don't have to do anything. Just
How many albums are like that?
Not that many now.
1 out of every 5, 1 out of every 10.
You give them that many?
1 out of every 10. I mean, I would say so because
I can name, for me personally, I could probably count every album that I can listen to from cover to cover on both hands.
Yeah, I probably can do that too.
I probably can do it on 1.
But see, even great artists, AC/DC, Aerosmith, great artists, so repetitive that when you put on track 1, by the time you hit track 4, you've heard it all. And now it's like, okay, whew. And I love these guys, don't get me wrong. But then you got Dark Side of the Moon. Every track's different. The Wall, every track's different.
Yep.
You know, like I said, I can probably name them all on both hands. How many that I can put on and listen to from cover to cover.
I mean, there's about 5. There's about 5 albums that I can relate and that I can even listen to from cover to cover. 3 of those are Alicia Keys albums.
Okay.
I mean, that's how diluted the music is right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more quality than quantity. It's more quantity than quality.
In the last 10 years, name me one album, CD, whatever you want to call it nowadays, release that you can listen to from end to end.
One album?
Which one?
I can't think of one. I can go back 15 years ago on one particular album I can listen.
What's that?
That was a Usher Confessions album.
Yes.
I was able to listen to that from first Kanye West when he first came out. College Dropout. I was able to listen to that from. But the last 10 years.
That's 16 years old though. So.
Yes.
See, I would give him all the credit in the world if he hadn't went crazy and just.
This is true.
You know, for me, the only artist that I can think of now, I'm talking about mainstream artists,
right?
Because you got guys like Joe Bonamassa. I can listen to Joe play all day long. Of course, you're going to hear everything he's got all day long because he's a phenomenal guitar player, but he overplays, in my opinion.
Right.
But the only mainstream artist, honestly, that I can think of in the last, say, 10 years is Pink.
Okay.
I think she puts out incredible music.
She
has a great band. She's not. I don't want to say she's not pretty, but she's not. She's a music maker. She's a talent. And, you know, if you look hard enough on YouTube, you can find videos of Pink sitting with an acoustic guitar playing every one of her songs. That's a song.
Yes.
If you can't break it down to an acoustic guitar and a vocal, that's just overproduction. That's not a song. You know. So I give her all the credit in the world for being one of the few true musicians out there right now.
You know, you say Pink isn't beautiful. Pink is a beautiful person. Pink is a beautiful person, but it's just like you said. Everything is about the art with her.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't really see that too much anymore.
Right.
Oh, okay. You see this more in country singers than you do in anything else. I mean, you look at the Dan and Shays. Look at Tori Kelly. Tori Kelly's more of a pop person, but she's so talented, you know, that she can bounce from genre to genre. You know, she did the song with Lecrae. She did
a lot of Christian pop.
Yeah, I mean, she did the song with Lecrae. She did the song with she did a cover of Justin Timberlake, Suit and Tie. I mean, she can bounce, and you can still hear that melodic energy in her. You know, that you just don't see it no more. It disappoints me.
Let me clarify. I'm not saying that Pink is not a beautiful person.
Right.
I'm saying that she's not record company
Yeah, just using her for an image alone.
Just for an image. Yeah, she's an artist. But now you said
She's
something.
Non-conforming. I think that's the best.
Non-conforming. Absolutely.
That's the best way of putting it. Yeah.
But you said something that made me think. There are some really, really strong Christian artists.
Oh yes.
That don't follow a record company. This is what you're going to do. This is the songs. Guys like Crowder.
Yes.
Man.
Oh yes.
Jeez.
Toby Mac.
Yes.
Incredible artist. Skillet.
Oh yes.
I like Skillet. I do.
My favorite song by them right now is Anchor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that song.
I actually seen them in concert. Never heard of them.
Okay.
It's actually the very first Christian concert I ever went to, and I was just getting new to the Christian lifestyle, and I was kind of fighting it.
Right.
And a friend of ours called, and she said, "Hey, I got some tickets to this concert. Let's go." So I went, and it was Toby Mac. There was some other guy, and I wish I could remember his name, but he
was that the tour with them and Hillsong?
No. It was Toby Mac, Skillet, and this other guy was down here in Auburn.
Okay.
At the arena, at the basketball
that was like 2
arena.
years ago, wasn't it?
Huh? Yeah, it was a couple years ago. And I mean, I was just like floored. These guys, not only are they putting out great music, they're putting on a great show. And you can see, and that's the other thing to me. If I can't look at an artist while they're performing and see that they feel it,
right,
then they're just going through the motions. And man, there's nothing worse than that.
Yes.
You can't just go through the motions if you're an artist. You got to feel it. It's got to be in your soul. And a lot of these Christian guys, you said Hillsong, they're one of the few that I'm like, they're kind of going through the motions. They sing some beautiful music, but it's, they're just going through the motions. Let's get this out. And now you see how many of them are dropping out. They're denying their faith. Because they've been doing this, and they admit they've been doing this. They've just been going out there and putting on the show and going through the motions, and it's sad because they're incredibly talented. But that makes me wonder, has it crept into the Christian music, or is it they're just wanting to go more mainstream to try to make the money?
I think that's probably what it is. Probably
it's crept
mainstream. Yeah, just like you said.
Yeah, it's creeping into it where they want more notoriety.
Yeah.
And so they starting to conform to some of the secular music ways to be more popular, or that way you can have your music heard by more people.
Well, my thing is, in the Bible it does say, dress as they are, and get the gospel out to the people, but don't conform yourself, and don't compromise your beliefs just because. You know?
Yeah, don't sell your soul.
And I think that's where a lot of this is coming from. Is that you're seeing a lot of things starting to change. Some of it for the better, some of it not so much, and some of it for the worst. You know? So so for me, if I can say the state of the music, what the state of the music is for me, it's at a hush. It's not at a standstill. It's just at a hush. I think that's the best way of putting it. Would you agree with me on that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think we're at a turning point. I think we have to be at a turning point. If not, I think music's dying, and I don't think music can ever die. I think as one of the gifts that God gave man, God gave the whole world. Everything. Like I said, everything is music. There's a sound. And there's a reason there's a sound. But I think it's been bastardized into something that it should have never have been, maybe. Now, I run on a different opinion than a lot of people. I don't believe the devil has his hand in everything.
Right.
God is the only omnipotent that can be everywhere, every time. So if Satan can only be one place at a time, I'm way too small of a fry to him worry with. There's a lot of more important. I think a lot of it is stuff we brought on ourselves.
Right.
Anytime you manipulate anything for the benefit of yourself as a human, it's going to go wrong.
Yes, it is.
At some point, it's going to implode. It may be awesome. You may make $1 billion